Thank you, Barry. So good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the town of Lunenburg, I want to extend a warm welcome to Lieutenant Governor Polito, Highway Administrator Jonathan Gulliver, District 3 Highway Director Barry Lorian, Mayor Dean Natale, Mayor Mazzarella, Selectmen, Council members, and citizens of Lunenburg, Fitchburg, and Leominster. I want to thank everyone at Mass DOT for helping put this event together today, and thank you all for coming to be part of today's groundbreaking ceremony for the Summer Street Road Reconstruction Project. Today is a historic day for Lunenburg, Fitchburg, and Leominster. This project is monumental to so many people who've worked hard over what I hear has been over 12 years to get the necessary support and funding to move this project forward. Thank you to Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor Polito for being a partner with cities and towns and supporting additional resources for our state's infrastructure. I know the other speakers today will acknowledge the hard work of many to get this accomplished, and I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge those from Lunenburg that kept pushing this project forward. Former Selectman Paula Bertram attended countless MPO meetings to be a tireless advocate for this project. I also want to acknowledge our DPW Director, Jack Brodickwins, for his efforts in moving this project forward and his current involvement in the construction process. Thank you to the residents who supported funding for engineering costs and the support of the Board of Selectmen, and the excitement people have shown that the Summer Street Reconstruction Project has finally begun. At this point, I'm going to turn it back over to our MC, Barry, for opening remarks and acknowledgements.
Thank you very much, Heather. So good afternoon again, and on behalf of the Baker-Polito administration, I'm pleased to welcome you to the groundbreaking ceremony for this $8.2 million roadway reconstruction of Summer Street and North Street in Fitchburg, Lunenburg, and Leominster. I'm excited to be joined here today by Lieutenant Governor Polito, Highway Administrator Jonathan Gulliver, Senator Tran, Representative Benson, Representative Hay, as well as officials from the town of Lunenburg and the cities of Fitchburg and Leominster. I would also like to acknowledge our project contractor for the project, which is Balthazar Contractors Incorporated out of Ludlow, and the designer of record, Vanessa Hagen-Bruslin, VHB, who are also here with us today. Today marks the beginning of a long overdue and transformative roadway improvement project that will provide the infrastructure to meet today's needs. It will provide important upgrades to North Street and Summer Street, making the area more accessible for people using all modes of transportation. The corridor serves as a home to many local businesses, and it's an important connection throughout the region. The project will upgrade 1.6 miles of roadway to serve the needs of all users by narrowing pavement, redefining vehicle lanes, and reassigning pavement to provide a modern facility for bicyclists and pedestrians, thereby creating a truly multimodal roadway. MassDOT Highway District 3 will manage the construction of this project. The notice to proceed was issued back in June, and as you can see, work is now underway. Once again, MassDOT is pleased to be joining all of you here to celebrate this today. We've got a distinguished list of speakers for you, starting with, I guess it's my privilege and honor to introduce the Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Karen Polito.
I'm very proud and honored to be in my hometown district, District 3, being where my family lives, my family's construction business is, and when I started my public service as a selectman in Shrewsbury, I got to know District 3 pretty well. So you're doing a great job on another good project for you to start, and Governor Baker and I are very appreciative to the MassDOT employees and the district employees across the state. So today is a great milestone, and it's a moment for us to acknowledge that when people and communities work together, you can achieve great things and great success. And let me just start by acknowledging my friends in municipal government from 3 communities that are here today, including 2 mayors, Mayor Mazzarella and Mayor DiNatale, and also my friends in the legislature, Representatives Benson Hay and Senator Tran, and your predecessors. One of them is here, former Representative DiNatale, but the others who came before you to advocate for this project. But I really believe that the reason why this project is beginning today is because the communities work together. This is a very competitive process to work through the MPO, and it does take time. But in order to really get the attention that you need, I believe that the regional approach here is really what helped elevate this project and help it move forward. You need to have people that will highlight and underscore and say it repeatedly, the importance of this kind of project to communities' development. This is a 1.6-mile stretch, relatively short when you think about a construction project, but hugely impactful because it will open up opportunities within the respective communities for economic development and the possibility for the kinds of development that you might not even know exist today. But by fact that the state is investing in this project, it will bring attention to the roadway and perhaps attract private investment to want to be here, whether it's for housing or commercial development or retail development, whatever it is that the community has zoned for and would like to see along this corridor, the potential is there to come. I understand all the modern features are also designed into this project. I want to thank VHB and then Baltazar from Ludlow for the construction part of the project, but having bike lanes make it more accessible for the region and for people to use the trails that exist in the area and then use the bikeway here along this corridor. And then to add sidewalks and allow pedestrians to visit place to place to place along this corridor is also critically important. And then to fix infrastructure that has been outdated for quite some time. I understand culverts have broken down. The width of the road has been condensed in some areas, and certainly the feature in the middle is perhaps outdated and can be updated and make it safer for people who travel this route every day or for people who come to visit. So, great project. So happy that we could hit the go button and get this started. Beyond this, I just want to also acknowledge how important it is for the state to continue to make these kinds of investments across our Commonwealth. That's why when we released our capital budget in July, with the authorization from the legislature, we were able to program another $7 billion over the next 5 years into roads and bridges and road projects like this. Another $8 billion into the MBTA so that the line like this from Fitchburg into Boston and other places along it can be improved with more service and reliable service. But we also know that from my community work, having visited every community in this Commonwealth, the best ideas come from the ground up. They come from the people who live in the communities and represent the communities. And there's 2 programs that we were able to start as an administration, or actually fund as an administration and start the other. And I want to highlight them because they can work in conjunction with big projects like this. First is the Complete Streets program. We reached a major milestone this past week with half of our communities in our Commonwealth participating in the Complete Streets program. The Complete Streets program has another $50 million built into our capital plan over the next 5 years for communities to apply to. And this makes certain neighborhoods and areas of your community more accessible with proper signage and lighting and road and sidewalks and bike lanes. And so vehicles, pedestrians, and bikes can coexist in a safe manner and make it more accessible to people with different abilities. I also want to highlight the small bridge program. I discovered in my travels through the communities that municipalities own a lot of these small bridges, these 10 to 20 foot spans that are very costly to maintain or replace, and they fall on the municipal side of the ledger. And in too many instances, we were discovering that these bridges were going out of use, which can be very disruptive to a community because they would require detour. That's disruptive for kids getting to school, people to get to work, and public safety people to get to emergencies. So we started a small bridge program, and we added another $50 million to it for this next capital round, which began in July. And so far, our administration has been able to contribute over $20 million, up to 500,000 grants to communities with a community match to invest in this kind of infrastructure. So infrastructure is key. It's the bread and butter of what really needs to get done through all the communities of our Commonwealth, whether it's coastal infrastructure or infrastructure in the more rural areas or suburban areas or gateway cities. It's all important, and it all needs to be supported, maintained, improved, modernized, updated, and built in areas where it doesn't exist at all. It takes a coordinated approach. It takes a great staff internally in state government and the municipal DPW departments and town engineering and planning departments, and the private partners that we have to get this stuff done. So another great day for us. I'm very happy to be here to celebrate it with you and to see this project complete on time and under budget by sometime in 2020. May of 2020. So you can hold Barry to that and to the whole team. Congratulations to everyone. I'm very honored to be with you.
Thank you, Governor. Before we get to our next speaker, I just wanted to call attention to the MassDOT team that will be managing the construction on this project. So over here to my right, Ryan Davison is a resident engineer. With his capable staff, they'll be overseeing the work, and it really can't get done without them. So thank you very much. It is my privilege to introduce my boss, Jonathan Gulliver, the Highway Administrator from MassDOT. Jonathan.
Thank you, Barry. And I want to echo what Barry said and acknowledge the MassDOT team that's here today. District 3 is always going to hold a special place in my heart. Certainly, it was where I was a highway director up until about a year and a half ago, and we have great staff in this area, so that's to a real benefit to the community, and I know they're going to do a great job. And thank you to Lieutenant Governor Polito and Governor Baker for continuing to make just incredible investments into our transportation system. And as you heard the governor say, whether it's complete streets or small bridge program or any of our major capital improvements, these are major improvements to the communities within which those projects happen. They're necessary improvements. They're certainly keeping me and all the rest of the staff busy at MassDOT, and we really appreciate the attention that our system is getting, that we care so much about. And the most impactful projects are not the ones that necessarily provide a brand new interstate or a gigantic bridge, and certainly those are projects that the engineering team at MassDOT certainly likes to work on, but they're not the only ones that really are going to cause a major kind of improvement in a community. And those kind of projects like this one, they're, although maybe not quite as difficult to design as one of those big bridges, they certainly are not without their challenges. And it's working with the local community, working with our engineering team and our partners in the private sector to develop these projects and make them fit, that really makes these projects at the end of the day a really great project for the community within which they reside. And really helps provide something for the people that are going to use those facilities every day, because at the end of the day, it's not just about the utility of the structure or the utility of the road that we're providing. It's about providing those opportunities, whether it's economic or providing opportunities, just getting to your office on time or getting to your visiting relatives on time. Those kind of opportunities are what these projects really provide. And in this case, where it's a complete streets upgrade, we're providing those opportunities not just for cars and not just for trucks and freight that might use the road, but for all road users. This is going to provide bicycles with new marked bike lanes. It's going to provide new facilities and sidewalks for pedestrians. So really, this is an all-inclusive kind of project, and it's really one of those great projects that provides a long-term, meaningful impact for the communities, and in this case, 3 different communities, which is a really rare thing to have happen, that you can have this much impact with one project. Another key project that I mentioned earlier is the partnership and collaboration that goes into making a project like this happen, and that certainly happened here, working with all three communities through the development process. The project is the culmination of federal, state, and local governments working together with the administration and with MassDOT to really make this a priority project, because these projects aren't just a matter of putting it in a budget. It's also a matter of working to make sure that it's competing against all the other projects that are happening in the region. So we work with what they call the Metropolitan Planning Organization to make sure that it continues to get advocated for and continues to have those funds available to it when that project actually gets to the point where we can start putting it in the ground. So this is the way government should work, and I'm very thankful to be part of that team, and I'm thankful to have you here today. Thank you.
It certainly takes all levels of state government working together to deliver important infrastructure projects, and that includes the legislative branch. I'd like to ask Representative Benson to come up and say a few words.
All right, hello. And I came dressed for work today, so if I didn't have a back injury, you could actually put me to work. So I'm very excited to be here to mark this day. So one of my first official meetings after being elected was to work on this project after digging out of the ice storm. So, of course, you all remember the 2008 ice storm. And I was sworn in January of 2009, and one of my first meetings was about the Summer Street project. So you can imagine that I am thrilled to see this now in the ground and moving forward. Fantastic. I will tell you, as a resident of Lunenburg, as a parent of children who learned how to drive here, in fact, went to driver's ed right there, this is one of the most difficult to manage and dangerous areas of the town to drive through. It was poorly laid out. Obviously, we know. We used to have a trolley line up the middle of it. Very hard to navigate, very confusing teaching new drivers how to drive properly on a road like this. And so it was something that was really important to me personally moving forward. So I am thrilled to see this happen. I am thrilled that we'll have safe bike paths. There's a lot of young people living along this stretch of roadway. This makes it safer for them. And we are going to mark this occasion with a citation, which my partner here in Lunenburg will read. Representative Hay.
Thank you, Jen. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to the Summer Street Road Reconstruction Project in recognition of the groundbreaking ceremony for the Summer Street Road Reconstruction Project and your commitment to core transportation infrastructure across the Commonwealth. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. Given this 12th day of September 2018 by Robert A. DeLeo, Speaker of the House, State Representative Jen Benson, and State Representative Stephen Hay. Congratulations. Great partnership.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Representatives. So projects like this cannot happen without the hard work and commitment of local government. And certainly Lunenburg, Leominster, and Fitchburg have worked hard to help make this project come to fruition. I'd like to ask the mayor of Fitchburg, DiNatale. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's DiNatale, Mayor DiNatale. Yeah. No, I'm fine. I'm kidding. Yeah, this is, obviously, this is a long time coming. It's been over 12 years. And, good things come to those who wait, obviously. And there was a great deal of collaboration. We always talk about collaboration, how important it is. Nothing is more demonstrated in terms of collaboration than this project right here. The DPW commissioners, Commissioner Rodequins, Commissioner Laxo, Commissioner Racine in Leominster. Great partnership and great assistance from each other to make this happen. We talk about infrastructure, we talk about how important collaboration is. We talk about how important economic development is. This is a demonstration by the Polito and Baker administration, or Baker-Polito administration, that they're committed. They're committed to providing us with the tools we need to improve everyone's lives in our community, and this is one way of doing it. So we couldn't be happier, and we couldn't be more thankful to the Baker-Polito administration, and this is good government at work. This is what makes a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very much. And finally, I would like to introduce Mayor Dean Mazzarella, who's also Mass DOT board member.
You cut that fast, didn't you?
Yeah.
You knew my name, buddy. There you go, buddy. Some underarm deodorant for you. Good afternoon. Let's make sure we get a picture after of everybody here, because these projects really, as the Lieutenant Governor said, there are no more projects that you can do with a few people anymore. It's really a team effort. And I was like 10 when they started this project. I was. And I got to say, I got to give hats off to the commissioner here in Lunenburg, Rodekowitz, because he kept calling us saying, you guys get on board for this? You know, if we could turn in an application that's 3 communities, it's going to really look good. And I said, we don't have the kind of money Lunenburg has, so I'm not sure we can afford it, because we had to pay for the engineering. And I was serious at the time. I wasn't sure we could come up with the money. But what a good project it's been, and thank you to the Baker-Polito administration. Projects all over. I've been mayor for 25 years. I've never seen us get this much attention, not only in transportation, in so many other areas. 6 bridges over 190, right? We're going to do those over Route 12, Route 12 South, Route, 13, the intersection near Water Tower Plaza, projects in Fitchburg and Leominster. We've never, ever gotten this much attention in Northwest Conroe, in this area, ever. And I think if you add up all my other years, and you look at the last 3.5 years, they don't even come close. But it really does require, and I think the administration looks for, is everybody cooperating and people working together. And if that's the case, no one person takes the ball, the stage is big, and we can all, take that ball together. Let me just thank all the staff here from the City of Leominster, and I know the staffs in Fitchburg and Leominster, we get the same thing all the time. When are they going to fix the road? In anticipation for this project, we started digging up our end a while ago. Gas lines, water lines, sewer lines, each one needs its own trench. And by last December, it was almost impassable. And I can only tell you that between the police and the DPW and the City Hall, one of every 3 phone calls is, when are you going to do something about North Street? We call it North Street on our end. But it's ready to go. It's a huge project. Anybody out there who travels this area should understand, this isn't $1.2 million. This is $8.2 million. This is a huge, huge project that encompasses so many things like bike lanes and sidewalks the whole way. I mean, this is an amazing project, and when they're done, they'll be really thrilled. In the meantime, it's just going to take some patience. So thank you to everybody that had a part in this. And again, I'm fortunate enough to have the administration appoint me to MassDOT. And I have to say, I'm so impressed every day, every meeting at the work that they do. A lot of times government, and in government, sometimes people, we get kicked around a lot, right? People get sometimes critical of the work. And what an amazing team at MassDOT. They do wonderful things. It's just amazing to watch it all happen, just like it happens in local government. So thank you for being part of the team. Whatever your part was, thank you. We wouldn't be here. And again, to the Lieutenant Governor, a.k.a. 361, 351. She even went to the town. What was the town I asked you about? Some little town. You see the sign coming in on 84, and it says, "Welcome to Massachusetts. Welcome to Holland, Massachusetts." And I said, there's no way she went to Holland. So last time we were at an event, I said, have you ever really been to Holland? You know Holland? She goes, I've been there. She's been to every city and town in Massachusetts, and sometimes 2 and 3 and 10 times. So thank you for your hard work.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. That concludes the formal part of our ceremony. But I'd like to ask everyone up front to take a walk over to our pile of dirt and participate in a ceremonial groundbreaking. Thank you very much.
Barry, come over here. We've got a shovel for you. We got another one.
We got an extra one. I'll pull it out.
Anybody else we should have or what?
How about you're good, 'cause you had a...
Yeah, Heather's there, right?
Great.
Here you go. Have a seat. Anybody else want?
Can we get the picture on? What? I didn't want to get there.
Dean should go first.